So would it be reasonable to say that all that can be done in 45 days?
I think we have to be working. We have to create the letter, which shouldn't be hard. Include a map and the correct type of information that we want to provide. And basically, it's to give people enough notice to know that there is a public hearing that may affect their property. My experience is less is more is better than more. The more information you include, the more you confuse people.
Yeah.
But that's my experience, and it may not be shared with everybody else. But when we send the letter out, we have to have picked the date when we will have the public hearing.
Absolutely.
Correct.
That's part of the notice.
Okay.
Which means
So that was
we
a
really
yes.
should be doing that this evening, I think, if we can.
If we can, yeah, I mean, I think, Steve, is a week to 10 days enough time for us to send out the letters?
A week?
A week to 10 days? Is that enough time for us
To get the mailing
to
out.
work with our database, create the letter, the notice?
Yeah, I think so.
So if we know we can do that in a week to 10 days, we can set the public hearing, your next public hearing date.
We have January 9th or January 23rd are the scheduled meetings.
So January 9th would probably work.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead, Nancy.
And maybe it's this. Will everybody who's already testified be offered the chance to testify again, or would this be okay? Great.
Yes, Joan.
I was going to say, I think the notification is a good thing because since much of what I've heard tonight is such that people think this WCD is taking private property for a public purpose, we have to do whatever is necessary when that is done, such as in eminent domain proceedings, and notify individuals. So I think that's a good thing that we will do that.
So we should be able to get a draft of the letter by the next meeting?
No. Wait a second.
No, I think we're going to be at...
Or are you going to try and send it before
I think
then?
we can handle the notification. We intend to do that as a result of what we're talking about in the next week to 10 days, which will put us, let's just say,
that's right, you did that.
the first week of December, the end of the first week of December. And if we schedule your public hearing for January 9th, which would be your second one on this with more notification, we can easily meet our required notification time periods for the local papers and other things. Correct, Steve?
Yeah.
And the public would then have approximately 30 days notice prior to the public hearing. And many would be aware now because we did have a number of people that come tonight and who are listening in on this conversation.
And there are a lot of people, or several people that stood up here tonight and said they heard about it tonight too. So I don't know everybody that heard about it tonight got the chance to get here. So.
Well, they'll have another 30 days with a letter to their property. And I don't know what else we can do beyond that, actually, for notifying people.
Okay. I think that should
Okay.
So
clarify a lot of the...
We have a motion on the floor that's been made and seconded, and we're at a discussion.
So we're gonna adjust.
Mr. Barnes, it gets back to your motion that included a hodgepodge of concepts to pursue. So I guess what we need to do is take that motion and I guess vote on it.
Well,
or do we help me out, the council?
Sure. Through discussion, there were some clarifications that were made that may prompt Mr. Barnes to want to refine the way his motion is, as I understand it. He was looking for notification. I understand that there was notification proposal that was made by the planning director and the director of planning and growth management, as well as the type of information that would be provided. Based on that, would you... I believe the other part of the discussion focused on the fact that the Planning Growth Department wasn't going to be able to provide information on the actual impact. That wasn't something that was going to be possible to be provided. So to that end, did you want to amend that motion?
I do.
And also keeping the record open for how many days?
Yes. I will amend the motion. And you said you could get the mailings out possibly by the 9th of December? Is what we're looking at. I'm trying to
Yes.
be specific on the... Yes.
Yeah, we'll shoot for that.
All right, so I'd like to amend the motion to state that that the planning department would prepare and send out no later than the 9th of December notification to all impacted residents within the, as we know, the WCD, that will indicate that they are impacted or that there has been a change in zoning, and provide additional information about a follow-on public hearing to be held January 9th.
And I'll amend the second.
And the record would stay open 30 days after January 9th. Sorry, I forgot to put that part in.
The record stay.
Well, I think we should make that decision at that.
You make it on the night? That's fine. All right.
Make it that night.
Okay.
Can you repeat your motion, Mr. Barnes? I just want to make sure everybody understands the motion.
So that the planning department would send out notification to all of the impacted residents within the newly created WCD no later than the 9th of December, and inform them of a new or a public hearing to be held on January 9th.
Okay.
All right.
Does everybody understand? Do you want me to repeat that motion, or does everybody understand it? Sounds to me like it's send out the letter, get it out by December 9th, and then get it. Also included in that letter will be the public hearing on January 9th.
January 9th.
And also, did you mention in there about leaving the record open?
Well, now that'll be decided when you make the
Gotcha. Okay.
if a motion's made on January 9th.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion, and does everybody understand the motion?
Comment.
Go right
This
ahead.
might just be common sense, but in that letter, would you include that if they're unable to make the public hearing on January 9th, that they are able to submit written comment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we can do that.
And it's assumed that the record would be open from now until,
Till after that
yes,
hearing.
anybody can send something in now. Okay, until then. We close the record after the night.
Okay, motion's been amended and seconded. Any further discussion on it? And does everybody understand what they're voting on? All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it and so carried.